I am very bad at this. But I'm assuming everything's working. What time it is? It's Thursday nights, or Thursday, well, Friday morning for some people. Uh, okay. Why is my... Oh, the cord's gotten tangled and stuff, hasn't it? Beautiful. I forgot to do spins, so I'm gonna do spins. Also, yeah, Clam Blitz isn't ranked. I didn't mention that. I was legitimately going to do ranked for today's stream. But ranked is literally about to... Ranked is currently Clam Blitz, is about to change to Rainmaker at the rotation, and then it's going to become Clam Blitz again. So I'm not doing ranked this stream. Is that... That is Naruto. I wish there was a way to be like boo to a post. So hello AI. No new anything. Boo. I probably unjustly dislike Naruto, but I very much justifiably so hate Clam Blitz. It is not okay. It is an inherently broken game mode. That just doesn't, to me, feel fun to play. I mean, if you like it, it's fine. I don't like it at all. I know it's mostly just me. And also, I'm gonna use this, at least the beginning of this stream, to do some practice for... Because I really want to get working on my actual, like, video series of Splatoon 2. So I feel like I should probably get practiced with the weapons that I don't really use that much, that I know I'm gonna need to be using. Because I basically, if anyone knows of Chucker Conroy, I want to do my Splatoon 2 series like he did his first Splatoon series. Of doing like a stage of single player and then doing multiplayer with, you know, a weapon of the day, going through the level unlock order. I know I'm gonna run out of weapons long before I get to the end of the series because I want to do the Octo expansion too. But that's the point where I'll just be showing off alternate kits of the weapons, because there is enough here to probably get through mostly everything. So I'll probably be doing multiple Octo expansion things at a time. Because when done right, most Octo expansion stages are only like 30-40 seconds long. At least the hardest ones. So I'm just gonna get some junior practice. I still don't know which junior I'm ultimately gonna even use for that series. Like the first one anyway. I'm also gonna have to try and be objective when it comes to ink armor. Ugh. Hello, Zylander. Though, I mean, kind of the point of a series like that is for me to give my opinions on things. And my opinion of ink armor is that it's garbage. But, you know. I dislike it. I mean, I've gone over my reasons for disliking it many times. And I feel like I'm just kind of beating a dead horse to bring it up again. But, ow. My point does kind of stand for the most part of, like, it's just kind of bad. Hello, Anissa! Welcome back to the streams. I missed seeing you. It's okay. I mean, it was pretty obvious something happened and you were just taking a break from stuff. So. Ow. That is clearly a blaster main. I feel like I should dig out... I feel like I should dig out my undercover. I mean, I figured I'd ask you and see how you were doing, because I mean, I was kind of worried about you. Assuming you're referring to me messaging you. I have Big 8 Cola. I don't need your Pepsi. Heavy Splatling. Jeez, you don't need a full charge for this. How do you have a hero Splatling and not understand how to use it? Like, seriously now. Yeah. I suppose currently I'm drinking green tea. Do I not have enough, or is my spoon just too big? I've known of that meme for so long. And I just like, I could remember it, but I could not remember what it was from. And then I found it again today on Imgur, and I'm just like, oh, alright. My spoon is too big. Hello, old-time gaming. And alright, Anissa. Jeez, I need to shave. my pedo stash is kinda getting in the way now. I'm going this way. You better killing weapon. The Junior's lack of a bubbler still makes me very sad. Because it's so bad at fighting now. They could have at least given it more accuracy to make up for it. That's basically the type of mustache I have, is what would be called on the internet a pedo stash. It's not by intention, I've just never shaved. No, I mean like it's a very thin, bad mustache. Oh, our roller disconnected. Welp. Nobody's painted down here! Like, I can grow beard for days, but I cannot grow a mustache to save my life. Like, I've legitimately never shaved it. And it's absolutely tiny. Come back, Anissa. So I really do need to shave it now, because it is starting to really bother me. That is legitimately how I decide when it's time to shave, is my beard or mustache bothering me? And given, well, the mustache has never been long enough to bother me, Ow. I'm sad I can't see what your icon is. Or your profile picture. Because I can't see. I can't see those. I honestly could still use the chat like I did before, like having YouTube and Twitch both open to see chats. While doing like Splatoon. Ow. Damn it, Fifi, don't give up now! We may have a disconnect, but we can still get points! And points are what really matter in life. Ow. I used to have so many stuffed cows. Like, so many. I might have a picture around here somewhere. Because I'm pretty sure we have an actual picture of me and all of my stuffed cows. I probably had about, like, 30 or 40 of them. It's probably in one of the photo albums around here somewhere. If I can find it, I'm gonna post it on the Discord. Because I've mentioned it now, I may as well. Which also reminds me, I ended up digging around on my DSi and found pictures that I took of myself back when I was like, I think I would have been like 13, 14, somewhere in that range. Possibly younger. I was so edgy and chubby. Ow. Like, for reference, when I was, like, around 12 to 14, that range, I was easily 200 pounds. I was chubby. Ow. What? Alright, Anissa. That's fine. Have a good night. Ow. Was killed by a tank engine. Darn it, life, you happened too soon. I was taking a drink. Don't you hate it when life happens too soon? Darn it! What does main power-up even do for a Squiffer? Ow. I don't even know that, so I can't love it, because I don't know it. Darn it! Arrow spray! You were not who I was after! Darn it, friendly arrow spray! That is not how you arrow spray! Man, the Junior sucks at fighting. Nothing like a short-range weapon that also relies on RNG. I mean, like, in the first game, the Junior, with its bubbler, could actually hold its own on the battlefield. In this game, and Karmer, it's just not very good. I mean, I know the Torpedo one can be really good at popping its bubbles. Like, it pops those bubbles like nobody's business. I mean, let's give the basic one a try. Maybe I'll do better with the 30 extra hit points / 1 extra hit. I doubt it, but, you know. Fair enough. I will get to them at some point. I need to ask, is Discord not showing YouTube thumbnails for anyone else, or is it just me and Robotic? That is annoying. Because I like at least having an idea of what I'm clicking on before I click on it. Because that definitely changes, you know, my whole expectations of everything. If I know what I'm clicking on, and it's something kind of dumb, I'm more likely to actually kind of like it. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna dislike it. Unless I'm actively looking for something kind of dumb. There is so much lag going on. Okay. Don't know if it's on my end or their end. Ow. Guessing their end. Oh, Amish Paradise. Good song. Best song. Not best song, but you know. Sniper man! That was an easy shot! How did you mess that up? I'm surrounded by snipers. Ow. Wish I could remember how Amish Paradise went. But I can't. It hasn't even been all that long since I've listened to the song, it's just been that long since I've actually paid attention to the lyrics. I'm not really one for songs with lyrics anymore. Two juniors fighting is just a derpy mess. Like, can we all just agree on that? Like, it's just a derpy mess of both of them hopping around and just praying that shot deviation is in their is in their favor. Hello, Chameleon. Does not look like a loss to me, but okay. I mean, we did have two snipers. They had a disconnect. That should just go to show how bad snipers are. At least when you have more than one. Snipers are not good in multitudes. I say that my view counter drops to 0. Beautiful. Oh, there's a BW. They're not as good as the brave newbies. There's BW. It's just British wombats. That is what that is now. Oh, the British wombat is on my side. Good. Yeah, that should tell you why I say view counters are unreliable at best. But me purposely using a word wrong just made the view counter go, nope, I'm out. I am out. Don't want none of this. I don't know how he swam away. I am very confused. Why do people super jump to me? Go, you British wombat! Watch that be like an actual, like, big popular, like, clan. And I'm just insulting them. Tentamissiles, you want to arrive? If I'd known it was going to take that long, I would have kept moving. His weapon is so much better than mine. Because it has, you know, RNG issues too, but it deals a lot more damage. It also has a splat bomb. But it has a better special. Like, it has a special that's actually good. I'm remembering why I never even tried to main the Junior in this game. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna do it justice when I do get to doing my series on Splatoon 2. Because the Junior is just not what it used to be. I think everyone can agree on that. Even the people that like Ink Armor could agree that the Junior is just not what it used to be. What are you... Dapples. Fair enough. I've been meaning to do a TF2 stream. That if I hadn't been so tired yesterday, I would have done one. I mean, I suppose I can't get at those dapples too much. They are named Cyrus, which has me thinking of Cyrus from, well, not Cyrus, but Ceus from the first Star Ocean game, and he was pretty useless too. So I mean, it's just what happens. I mean, Cyrus. Well, I suppose it's Colress in Pokemon. Where do I know a Cyrus from? Probably many places, but my brain is just blanking on them all. I refuse to watch any TF2 YouTubers anymore. Like, I absolutely just refuse. And I don't think I can be exactly blamed for that. Hello, Zylander. Could swear you're already here and said hello, but hello again. Congrats! You just have like another rank to go, and well, another 2 ranks to go actually, and then we'll be on equal ranking. Ow. No, it's more I refuse to watch them because Star quit, Germa quit, Muso quit. Those were the 3 I watched, and all 3 of them quit. And it's like, oh, okay. That legitimately made me less interested in TF2 for a while. I mean, of the 3 of them, I think I honestly stand by Star did the best content. But then he got burnt out and quit. Germa's content was also funny, but it was funnier with Star involved. And then Muso quit because Overwatch and, well, Blizzard was paying him, basically. Blizzard was paying him, Valve wasn't. So he quit TF2 and moved to Overwatch. And then I'm guessing at some point Blizzard stopped paying him, and he moved from Overwatch to Fortnite. I don't know. I don't even know who that is, so... I do want to, while I am on this topic, I want to mention, if I ever get big enough that, like, developers try paying me to do content, I am never going to say anything positive unless I actually like whatever it is. And I'm probably never gonna quit something and go to something else very similar just because I'm getting paid to do it. I mean, I have to say that probably. Because, I mean, if a developer were to come to me and go, hey, we'll give you like $500 million if you play our game instead of, like, Splatoon, I'm not going to turn down that much money. But any less, I probably will. Overwatch isn't bad, its community is bad. But even still, there is a better option for an Overwatch-type game. It's called Paladins. It's free, and a better game, with a better community. Well, better community last time I was playing. You'd still run into your absolute tryhards that start telling off the entire team because they died, even though, you know, they were probably the weakest member of the team. Ugh, excuse me. I'm a bit gassy. I literally, like, chugged down a can of soda before the stream. Ow. Am I, like, the only person that doesn't mind Rule 34 content? It's art. If it's good, I don't care about it. I only care if it's really bad art. I mean, I know this is PG, so don't really go too much into that, but, you know. The only time I even really care that it's done is if the art is bad. And at that point, it's a case of why would you even bother if the art is bad? I mean, you can say, oh my god, but if you go to a fine art museum, you are going to see naked people. You are going to see it. Art has always had naked people. I mean, it's nearly impossible to find a statue of Aphrodite that isn't of her naked. That's just how art has always worked. You think I don't? Ow. Which is why I will say, don't use the .xxx website, use the .fail. It's a better website. It's true. Ow. Yeah, legally obligated to say that. But aside from the legal ramifications, there's really nothing wrong with going to a website like that. That's my opinion, anyway. Yes, I am very much a don't give a crap type of person when it comes to that. It's probably why it's probably why puberty for me was not a confusing time of my life. Yeah, you do generally have to sift through the crap to find the good stuff, but, you know. It is there. Streams just end up getting on these topics a lot. Retros isn't even here this time, so... It isn't his fault. Yeah, and you're one of them. To be fair, one of the viewers who I believe is younger than you during the last trucking stream asked me, you know, my package size. And then became very obsessed with it. It's a little concerning. Though to be fair, that whole conversation there ended up starting as... It all started as me making mention of when my school started sex ed classes, which was grade 6. We started in grade 6. It was a very basic sex ed that was basically just teaching about contraceptives. But that, you know, that's when we started. And then it just kind of went from there. Fair enough, Anissa. Welcome back. Talking about the odd topics the stream gets on. After getting on an odd topic. This is just what happens when I get tired. Ow. The package. I mean, it's impressive, but I wouldn't say it's... The thing is, for people that know what I'm talking about, it's probably funny. The people that don't know what I'm talking about are probably just like, the fuck? And yes, I said "fa" on purpose. I'm also practicing with a junior, which is not going well. The junior kind of sucks. Also, I feel I should note, the second episode of the Azure Lane anime came out today, and it is really good. Like, that anime has been consistently good through its 2 episodes so far. I really hope they keep that up. I don't even know what's in League at the moment. I know it isn't Clam, but I'm kind of waiting for the next rotation. So I remember the next rotation has Triggerfish in it. You know, that just reminded me of something, because I was going to make a terrible joke over you saying you went and got an Apple AI. And now that I've said that, I may as well make the terrible joke. So what are you doing going and getting an apple? You have one on your neck. For those who may not know, if you're ever, like, getting into a fight with a guy, like a physical fight, and you want to cause him extreme pain without actually hurting him, punch his Adam's apple. It's the little bulge at the base of his neck. It will hurt like a son of a... and probably make him stop whatever he's doing. Scream a lot, then. Life happens too soon again. I was taking a drink of my tea. My delicious tea that's getting cold and becoming less delicious. It is green tea, though. I really want to try, like, a jasmine tea at some point. Did I seriously just get killed with a torpedo? Did that seriously just happen? For that, you'd have to be stronger than them, and quite strong. And I'm more giving that advice towards... because as much as this is just kind of a sad reality of life, I know a lot of my audience is female, and I know there's a 1 in 4 chance that any of them could end up in a situation where they would need to know that. Of, you want a guy to stop doing something aggressive towards you, hit his Adam's apple. I really need some Saber sub on this. Yeah, I suppose a developing throat would be much easier to do it with. But it's like, if you want to, like... this is another one of those how does Steph know this kind of things. If you're, like, trying to, like, say choke an adult, you basically need to use both hands, or else the neck muscles are just too strong. You will not be able to compress them enough. Unless you get them in, like, a rear naked choke or something. Honestly, I don't know how to fight a female because I never have. I've been beaten up by them before, but I have always refused to fight back, so... I don't know... I couldn't tell you, Anissa. Though I will always abdicate for only fighting in self-defense. I've played a lot of tower control recently. I would rather just wait until the next rotation. Thing is, you try doing that with me and you've got a 50-50 chance of actually succeeding, because I've only got one. I've only got one kidney. I was only born with one. Ow. Hey, someone popped my bubbles! Should have booyah'd when it happened. See, you've got to always think of practicality when it comes to actually being in a fight. And there's a difference between... Hello, killers. There is a distinct difference between being in a fight with, you know, someone you know, or even like a schoolyard fight, and an actual fight. Ow. Because you don't really want it to be something too precise. Well, I'm just talking about ways of ending fights in the quickest way possible. Primarily, as I mentioned, because I know the Splatoon fanbase tends to be decently female. And, well, statistics are a thing. Ow. I've also legitimately been in a fight before with somebody who had a knife and I didn't. I mean, I chuckle about it. It was quite terrifying in the moment. From examining the cuts I received after the fight, that knife was not sharp in the slightest, and I'm kind of glad. Because I took a cut down my face and it barely cut into me. It was definitely sharp enough to cut into my trench coat, though, which was... still makes me kind of sad. It's got some pretty large gashes in it from that. Like, that is something that, before YouTube removed that as a statistic I could see, my viewership for Splatoon was 18% male, and the rest was female. I forget I can't do math in my head. I remember it was 18% male. My calculator button isn't working. There it is. Windows 10 is slow. So it would be 82% female. That was my audience. So, I mean, that's not exactly the most analytical audience, but Especially because at the time I had those statistics, I only had like... Well, no, that was for the first Splatoon. I was getting like 70, 80 viewers a stream. Before I quit streaming because I was being a salty child. And yeah, I still don't even know why somebody decided to just kind of attack me. They just did. And like this was in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. in Digby, along where some old train tracks used to run. So there was no one around, no light except for the moon. I could barely even make out the figure. Like... My mother's guess is that it was my old man. Though, honestly, the person was a bit too agile for it to have been him. And I did the thing that everyone should do if they're ever in a fight. I ran. Like, I defended myself until I had an opportunity to run. And then I ran. Ow. I mean, from how you talk in the chat here, I wouldn't say you're that boring. I mean, I think I'm boring. That should give you an idea of how good of a gauge you are of whether you're boring or not. I'm just the internet's crazy uncle that just has a lot of stories. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I don't know if you're referring to me or AI. I only managed to catch one of his streams. See, like, if you were to go back through VODs of my streams to the points where, like, no one's really chatting in the chat, unless I can think of a topic to just ramble about, I usually don't say much either. I need... Basically, how I stream is I need you guys to have the stream be as interesting as, you know, they are. And if I knew when they started more, I'd try and watch your streams a bit, AI. I just don't know when you do it. So... Ow. Wait, there's someone here with an ooh in their name? Oh, there is! I just murdered them. Yeah, I don't know exactly when that would be. You're like 2 hours behind me? 2 or 3? Best question, what time is it for you right now? That would answer my question. Ow. Okay, so you're 3 hours behind me. So that would be 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. for me. Yeah, I can definitely try and keep an eye on it. Ow. And he says 4 hours behind me. It's so weird having all you guys be basically on the west coast, while I'm all the way over here on the east coast. No average. I mean, that's not exactly something to say to me. It'd be something to go and say to Valve. Just go track down Gabe Newell and just be like, hey, happy anniversary of the game. Ow. The East Coast gang is basically just a gang of people that can't sleep, I'm guessing. My best friend suggested I try starting the streams even earlier than I have been. And I might do that once Robotic can move in with me. Because then I'm not losing out on time I can talk with her by starting even earlier. Because I kind of am already losing out on some time I can chat with her. Because her parents have very much a strict no talking past 11:45. Fair enough. I still don't understand why people like GameCube controllers so much. Like, maybe it's just me. But it's not a bad controller, but I wouldn't put it, like, to the same level everyone puts it at. Like, the buttons felt cheap. The stick had a lot of movement to it. Both sticks, really. The C stick and the regular control stick. It was kind of an awkward shape, but that might just be because I have big hands and it was kind of a small controller. Darn it, I was out of ink. But, like, you get, like, the fighting game community, so like, oh man, a GameCube controller is the best. It's like, is it really, though? I've had third-party controllers that I found were better than that. But once again, it might just be because I have big hands. I'm a big guy. Meta didn't save them. But the button layout isn't overly that different from a regular controller. And once again, it's small. I'd honestly take the Wii U Pro controller over a GameCube. Because the buttons are in essentially the same place. Only it's not as small. See, maybe it's just me. I don't need a giant green A button to be able to hit A. RNG. Shot deviation. And that is why that undercover sucks. I say that. If it was in my hands, it would have been fighting the exact same way. Well, kind of. I'd like to feel I'm slightly better than that, though. I wouldn't have just outright lost to a junior. Fair enough. If my desktop had a Bluetooth chip in it, I could use the Wii U Pro controller. For a while, I was actually using that on my my laptop. Then my laptop died. My yaptop. I'm gonna go back to the turfing junior and see how that one works out. The more and more I stream, the more I'm realizing I'm basically a hipster, aren't I? I don't tend to like anything that's popular. The only thing is, I don't, like, wear flannel shirts and have the hipster beard. I'm actually getting ready to shave my beard again. Oh, they're using standard undercover now. I swear, if that's one of you guys, I don't mean to bad talk you for dying to a junior. I have just had a lot of time with the undercover. And honestly find it hard to die with the thing in general at this point. Oh, I'm dead. Thing is, for the most part, I tend to just let mine grow because razors are expensive. So, you know, shaving often isn't something I can really do. Though I do find it rich that the furry says that fur is overrated. Technically, fur is overrated. I gotta tease occasionally. Undercover can hit plenty. You just need to be able to aim it. It's also a case of course you wouldn't be into beards if you're not, you know. Attracted to beards. Ow. Oh, geez, you really wouldn't have liked me before I shaved my beard then, because I had both of those. I had a long beard and long hair. I've actually been also thinking of having my hair cut, but I'm waiting until Robotic is here and she can get settled in first. Because, well, you really look different when you cut your hair. Especially when it's as big of a change as I would be making. So, like, I don't want to make, like, a massive change about my appearance before she's here and settled in. I also want to kind of find, like, a hairdresser that I can basically, like, donate my hair to. Because it's long enough that, you know, I could probably donate my hair to, you know, the use of making wigs or such. Fair enough. Lisa's probably just sitting in the corner like, what? See, normally whenever my hair gets cut, I just kind of ask my mother to do it. But she knows how to cut hair, so... They're still usable, but her hair cutting scissors have kind of gone a bit janky, though. See, that's why just getting a pair of scissors and, like, one of your parents learning how to cut hair, / your mother learning how to cut hair, would, you know, help a lot. Or even just, like, a sibling. Never try and cut your own hair, though. It will always end badly. Like, I grew up with, my family was well under the poverty line. Like, well under. We still are, honestly. Our household income is under the poverty line. But, well, my mother knows how to cut hair. So it was never really a big deal. It always just made it seem like kind of a waste to go to, like, a barber's or something. Even though my old man would. Don't know why. He just always would. Oh, I'm so dead. Yep. Which is also partially why I don't know how to use phones to save my life. Is I didn't have one until like a couple years ago. So of course I don't know how to use them. I've never had one before. I suppose I did. Back in like 2013, I bought a flip phone. Because all I needed it for was a phone for work contact, and that was it. So I bought a prepaid flip phone. Yep, I brought one. I brought one into existence. I think I still have that flip phone around somewhere, but I am never touching it again. Ow. I don't know. I can't possibly come to an answer on that. Yes, that is also my opinion on deities themselves. I don't know. I don't know how people could know. I spent probably about 4 years of my life doing what a lot of people would call a spiritual search, where basically I was just researching as many different religions and afterlives as possible. And you want to know the honest conclusion I came to at the end of it all? The religions we now call mythologies seem far more likely than any of the actual religions practiced today. Which honestly makes me sad that they're now considered mythologies. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if there are still some people who follow, like, the Greek gods. Oh, excuse me. Hey, you're the one that basically brought up Afterlife. Afterlife is part of religion. Hello, Carrie? I'm gonna call you Carrie. At least for the moment, until I can take a closer look at your name. I mean, that is possible. A human being can legitimately exist with 2 sets of DNA. 2 completely separate sets of DNA. Humans are weird creatures. Yes, we get on weird topics here, Carrie. Humans can exist in any reasonable combination, basically. I actually saw a thing on Imgur yesterday. I had to scroll through a lot of the Screw China posts to find it, but of a lady who had 4 legs. She had 2 sets of legs, and they all worked. Okay, I believe your name would be Kareem. So I do apologize for calling you Carrie there. I just could not stop to read your name. And if I've said it wrong, just please let me know. Spell it out like I'm a 5-year-old, because that's about the level I'm at when it comes to reading names. Unless it is Carrie, in which case, I don't know. Names are hard! You must construct additional pylons. Never forget Pylo. Never forget. See, I say... The reason I said it might be Carrie is I know, at least I'm fairly certain, MKH is a clan tag for something. So... that is why names become hard, is clan tags are a thing. And people like adding them to their names. So... hopefully that explains my confusion. You can't mention pylons or needing more of them around a StarCraft player and not here. You require additional pylons. You must construct additional pylons. Ow. I'll take that 2 for 1. Fair enough. I should probably not be hyper-focusing on this match. I feel like a bully anytime I do that. GD? What is that? Gotta remember, I don't speak youth. Fair enough. I am the most non-youth person you'll probably ever find. 23. I am 23. Ow. But is it really, though? I mean, it probably is. Yeah, it would be. Okay. I think. I can't math right now. Sounds right, though. Also, if you're confused, Kareem, probably still saying it wrong. Restream bot is carrying the chat from YouTube to Twitch. So to know who's saying what, basically look in the little box, the brackets next to Restream bot's name, and it'll say where it's from and then who's saying whatever message it is. I personally never found it all that confusing, but I've had many people ask about it. So, same with you people on YouTube. If you're wondering what Restream bot's all about, that's how it works. Works the same on there too. Ow. If I was just standing there. That looks like far more than 46.4% of the map. See, I don't tend to do multiplication like that. I tend to just do it straight up. So... that's why I say, I don't math. Well, I can't math right now. My body's been screaming at me to go to sleep for the past, like, 2.5 hours. So... I'm not going to. Because I know it's just my body going, hey, we went to sleep at like, it was like nearly, it was about 2 a.m. yesterday. That was pretty nice. You should do that again, but a bit earlier. It's like, no, brain. That is not when we sleep. So I may as well mention, there is a significant chance that by the end of the month, Robotic may be here. Hello, Mar, or Mar. Or just Ma, Reginald. Maurice Reginald. What is it with me and giving people just stereotypical British names today? I mean, there was the British Wombats earlier. So just Mar then. Okay. Can do. Mars bars are pretty good. Not as good as Snickers, though. And neither of those are as good as Titan bars. Ow. I should get to that friend request after this match. But Titan bars are the best. Well, other than Aero bars. Aero bars is the best chocolate bar. But like Titans, as far as I know, they started as like a knockoff of like a Mars bar, I think it is. And it just got to the point where they're just better. It's a bigger chocolate bar that tastes better. And you generally get 2 of them in a package for the same price you get like 1 Mars bar for, which is absolutely tiny. Yeah, I like Aero bars, but that's just me. Well, so yes, welcome back, Anissa. Hey, I got a freshness bonus with the junior. Now to get to that friend request. For those who are unfamiliar with adding friends while playing Splatoon, you basically have to back out to the menu or it will disconnect you. Which is frustrating. Yawning. Tis a thing I do occasionally. I just messed up saying occasionally. Good. I can't see through the hammer. Ow. Take that, McSquid! Go back to the McDonald's with your McWife! She misses you! What am I even talking about? Ow. How much more just weird would McDonald's be if everything was Mick something? It's like, would you like some McFries with your McBurger? If you like to mix-size it. Ow. Surely you guys have learned by now, I just say random crap. Oh yeah, we have beacons. They are terrible. How could you do this to me? That looks like more than 60% of the map to me, but what do I know? Oh, spooky, disconnected. But yeah, just like imagine you walk into McDonald's and it's if I ever get a job at McDonald's, I am going to do this. Someone just walks up and is like, "Hello, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your McOrder?" So like they order like, I don't know, Big Mac with large fries. So yeah, it'll be a Big Mac, a Mac with you know, large McFries. Would you like a McSoda with that? I would probably get punched in the face so quickly. Be some McFries to go. McDonald's fries are like crack, I swear. They're like laced with crack. Like, I used to live like a stone's throw from McDonald's. And like, anytime we went there, because it was just a quick, easy like meal, was just going to McDonald's because it was like 10-minute walk away. There'd be people there just like basically at the counter like, I need my fries! It's like, geez, calm down! They're just fries! But they gotta have their fix. I'm pretty far from the McDonald's now, so I mean I can't order you much of anything. There's actually a convenience store that's not far from here that I've been tempted to go and order some food from because they have like a restaurant in the back, which is weird. I've never seen a convenience store like that. Like, I've seen, like, in Digby, there's a convenience store right next to a Subway. But that's about it. I mean, if I could get you some fries, I would, Anissa. If I wanted to put in the effort, I would legitimately just outright make fries. Like, really good fries. But it takes, like, half a day to prep them. Which is usually how it works. If you want to make really good food, you're looking at like a day to a half a day at least of prep just to make the food. Like these fries basically, you basically need to soak them in, well, marinate the potatoes, the cut potatoes, in a honey soy sauce mixture for like 4 hours. I feel like I should stop talking about it because it's gonna make people hungry. But yeah, it takes forever, but they're really freaking good. Take that, McSquid! Your McFamily misses you! Go home already! Your McKids miss you! So I'm gonna quickly grab a can of soda, because I'm out of drink. I'm legit out of water, and I'm out of tea, so I'm gonna grab a can of soda. It's across the room, though. I need to press yes first, though. Yes, McKids. And hello, Josephine. That is such a horrible game, McKids. I have acquired soda. I almost feel bad for the random people showing up that like are new here. It's like they just show up to me. Like I feel bad for them. Especially on nights like tonight where I am clearly more high energy than normal. I can tell. Oh, McSquid's on my team this time. Oh, you're not Hobby. Okay. Are you a hobbit? Or are you secretly just Hobby? I think I just did too. How is it pronounced then? Because I don't want to pronounce it wrong if that's not how it's pronounced. Ow. I mean, people tend to pronounce my name as Stefan, so I mean... Ow. I did not notice there was 2 sets of dualies on that team. And neither of them have a main of sub power-up. Okay, I shall try and remember that. So it is Hobie. I had the B part right. My nose is itchy. This is another problem with mustaches. My nose gets itchy. And I can't scratch it at the moment. Eh. Ow. Scratch my nose. My nose is still kinda itchy. Itchy noses are the worst. Still yet to decide which of these juniors I want to use for my series once I start it. Squid is still here. Thing is, I've been trying to use the custom. And normally the custom isn't bad, but I've been doing horribly with it tonight. Like, I'm only gonna need to use it for 2 battles, but I want to show off what it can do. Like the junior. I know I'm gonna be using the junior again. Because I want to do my Splatoon series for my channel, like my video series, very much like how Chugga Conroy did his, where every day I have a new weapon of the day kind of thing, and I basically do basic, you know, as close to as meta as I can get talk about the weapon. Ow. As well as mentioning good abilities for it. And such, as well as playing at least 2 matches with it. But, like, I know a lot of my weapon bios are just gonna be run speed, run swim speed. And I'm not really the biggest fan of the Kensa. And I know it's just coming from I'm probably using it wrong, and I hate torpedoes. Like, it just seems so counterable. And it's so hard to use in positions like this. Oh jeez, I'm dead. Like, the Bubble Wand isn't a bad special for the Junior. It gives it another way to keep fighting. Which is nice. Just basically the wind-up time before you can really do anything again is kinda the problem. But like, I'm using basically half of my ink tank for something that can just be shot. Ow. When it comes to torpedoes, I don't understand them. I am very confused as to why people like them. The only thing I'm gonna probably struggle with when it comes to doing a series on Splatoon is being objective when it comes to stuff like ink armor, because I hate ink armor. Like, ink armor and torpedoes, like, I know they're both supposedly good. Like, the competitive community is like, yeah, these are amazing, but I legitimately do not see why or how. Like, sure, if someone were to 1v1 me, and they're using the standard Junior, I'm using the custom Junior, they're likely gonna win, because they have technically 2 extra hits due to how low damage the Junior is. It equals about the same amount of time as it would take to deal 1 shot of damage from anything that deals over 30 damage. But, like, that's about it. Like, ink armor is good in the 1v1, but not in a team battle. And Splatoon is a team-based game. So, like, what? And like, I get ink armor can really work when it's masked. Like, when you get a full team of like 4 people, ow, everyone has like juniors with ink armor, and they're all coordinated so that none of the ink armors overlap. Like, that is a scary team. but that takes such a level of coordination that, well, is just a little impractical. Especially when you could just have a more competent team. I mean, at this point, I'd honestly like to think I'm a fairly experienced and decently veteran Splatoon player. But I do not see the use of ink armor or torpedoes. Torpedoes just because of how counterable they are. If it wasn't so easy to just counter them, I'd probably love them. Like, if they took even just 2 shots. Like, so let's say if they had 40 health. Most weapons wouldn't 2-shot... Well, yeah, most weapons wouldn't 2-shot them, but enough would that it would make them at least a little more usable. Ow. Ow. I mean, I'm gonna definitely be doing my best to give, like, what the meta thinks of a thing, and then what I think of it if it's actually different. Because I know I probably agree with the meta on a fair few things. Like, Splashdown is kinda garbage. Except for when you're super jumping, Splashdown is kinda garbage. I still like it, though. I undoubtedly disagree with them when it comes to the Undercover Brella, because I love that thing, and I hate the Kensa variant, and they like only the Kensa variant, and hate all the other variants. Now, are we actually gonna get a match, or is it just gonna wait the timer out? Hey, we're getting a match. Cool. That's, like, only the 4th time that's actually happened this close to a map rotation. In all the time I've been playing Splatoon 2. Unless my clock is just wrong again. I wouldn't be surprised. I imagine it's just you're wearing clothes that you want to wear. Though, I mean, it does look fairly intended, but also your outfit seems to match, so, I mean... I tend to only question it if it's a case of, like, the outfit doesn't look good to me anyway, and someone's running, like, main power-up with a weapon I have no idea what it even does with. Oh, we had a disconnect. No. It was a disconnect kind of early in things. Oh, you guys had to disconnect too. Oh, okay. I was just sitting back throwing autobombs because I thought it was over. I thought everything was hopeless. I had lost hope. It's just become a 3v3. They may be gone, but their beacons are still with us. As garbage as they are. Ow. And map rotation time. Ah, it was mixed squid. I see they finally decided to go back to their McFamily. We'll probably find that they're gonna have a McDivorce. How long they spent away from their family, though their McFamily. Their McWife worrying about them. Their McKids missing them. As Splat Zones, anyone want to do League? Because I very much want to play around on some triggerfish. I want to trigger them fish. If not, I can just keep doing turf. I really love triggerfish. Okay, so we need one more person then. Darn it! AI, where did you go? This is such a nice map, though. I mean, we could do quads, so I mean, we just need one more person. Rand hasn't been here. I just realized that. I did not realize there was a sound for walking on these. Yeah, I shall put out the call on the Discord and see if we get anybody. Doop. Doop. I shall set up the quad lobby. Just in case some random person on my friends list does just join in. Because that has happened before. I have sent out the @ here, which I know is technically an @ everyone. Because everyone's in general, but, you know. Alright, you definitely got time, Anissa. I'm actually gonna unready and quickly go use the washroom. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back, and all I see is undercovers. Okay, looks like we might have Justin. There he is. I need to think of a better name for this. For quad undercovers than the power of stupid. But I mean, Blaze is Justin. He was going by Gouda yesterday. Because he decided he wanted to name himself after some cheese. He mentioned on the Discord that he can join, but he can't join the stream for a little bit. So. The Power of Stupid is a good name, but I feel like it needs an alternate name. Like, so it can be known by multiple things. Because this is clearly the most winning strategy that has ever come out of the just weird things that have happened during this stream. Like, my course of streaming Splatoon 2. So, I mean, if we were ever to, you know, start doing actual competitive stuff, then we would need other names for it. Because if we just say the Power of Stupid, people are gonna know if we have any spies listening in. Three down. One to go. Where are you, Nenzap? Nenzap. Where are you, little buddy? Where did you go? Oh, you're over here. Now he's dead too, but the other three are back alive. Ow. Dare they try and take our point? I'm feeling a bit mean. Ow. Ow. I just had a booyah bomb thrown right into my face. That never feels pleasant. I felt kind of mean in that match. Felt kind of mean. And I think they realized after a while that I was probably the one splatting them the most. Because I was noticing after a while that Splat Pro was throwing his booyah bombs at me. Like, directly at me. I can't do the quick in and out. I'm not that agile with my fingers. Wow, this looks like an incredibly well-rounded team. Who are we? What has happened to the regular us? This stream doesn't usually have well-rounded teams. Yeah, triggerfish! I'm going right. Ow. Ow. I thought I had my shield, but I didn't. That's what I get for watching the enemy and not myself. Oh, excuse me. That brush saw me. Ah! Raid! Shaggy raid! Please leave any and all sharp weapons in the weapon rack. It's fully accommodating now. We accommodate all forms of weapons. Most notably those from medieval periods. Oh, Carl's Jr. raid! Wait, I'm confused. Are there 2 raids, or...? Welcome, raiders! Okay, that explains stuff. Ow. But welcome, raiders. I still really need to start trying to raid people, but I never know who to raid if I even still have viewers left by the time I end my streams off. Because I occasionally don't. Yeah, my nose is itchy. This is like the worst time to have an itchy nose. Oh, jeez. I feel responsible for you now. Oh, their sniper disconnected! He couldn't handle the raid's power! I think they're flanking around, though. Yeah, they're going around. Thing is, normally, like, by the time I'm going to, like, I'm ending my stream, I'm ready to go to sleep. Normally. Ow. And I will get to friend requests once either... There. Words are failing me. Focus is happening. Once we're either, you know, we have multiple openings in League or just a single opening. Ah, thank you, Johnny Plays. And thank you, Agent 3. Like, when my streams go to plan, I'm usually not ending for like another 4 hours. And at that point, it's like 5 a.m. Ah, thank you, Jiggy. Thank you, everyone, for subbing. I still really need to do a sub special at some point. I planned on doing one for 200. And I plan on doing one for 300. And 300's blown past me already. It's like, oh, jeez. I don't have time for this. I do too much other stuff. And I want to add more to my workload by actually starting a video series, too. Oh, well, looks like we have space? Oh, yeah, Josephine's gotta go. Okay. That is a lot of subs. There's too many subs. How am I ever gonna eat all of these sandwiches? If I had the patience and money, I'm gonna accept this friend request. We might be able to keep this league going. Because, I mean, I'm gonna Panda here. If I had if I had Chrome open, I would just pop over and sub to you. I don't even know what your content is like, so I don't know if I'd even like it, but, you know. Just to help you hit that even number. I should have seen if anyone else was gonna add me first. Whoops. I'm not very good at this. But I currently am seeing the chat through Restream Chat, and I have Streamlabs open, so... A lot of people would think I only stream Splatoon. Good, but I tend to do Splatoon just about every other day. I did it yesterday, even though it was out of rhythm, purely because I was tired, and it's just an easy thing because everything was already set up for it. Yeah, if there's a space and you're watching, you can join. I tend to run everything on a first come, first serve basis. I don't tend to turn anyone away unless the room is already full. And if I get enough people, I tend to just open a private battle lobby. Because that's just the best way to accommodate a lot of people. Ow. For those who are new here, I've made it a thing, partially so I can keep track of the day of the week, that I stream Yu-Gi-Oh! On Fridays. I got my days confused literally 1 week after starting it and was doing it on Saturdays, because I'm smart. Ow. And I'll probably continue doing that for as long as I can maintain my sanity of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As someone who does not like playing the best decks, it is not always the most enjoyable of experiences. But some days I do more Splatoons, well not some days, but some weeks I do more Splatoons, some weeks I do less, because I do tend to alternate with the every other day system. Purely to just try and keep myself from getting burnt out. Because I have been streaming this fairly constantly since the game launched. Well, shortly after the game launched. So I couldn't get it at launch, sadly. Well, I probably could have, I just didn't have a Switch. Ow. Ow. I also want to note, my streams can get on some pretty weird topics at times. Because I'll just get talking, and if people bring up weird topics, I tend to just talk about that weird topic until someone brings up something else. Ow. And because I know the question is gonna happen at some point. Yes, I play with color lock on. Yes, I am colorblind. I tend to get that question like about every like 5 viewers that come in, is somebody will be like, wait, but the ink colors are different. Yes, I main the undercover. I hate the Kensa. This undercover Brella is my main. And I'm proud to say I've gotten to X rank with it. Ow. Hello, Heldier. Hope I said your name right. It seems like one that would have an accent. I used to do a thing with my streams I've been trying to bring back that I called Dynamo Time, where I used Dynamo Rollers for the last hour of the stream. That was a really close match. I've also taken up the blaster recently. You may not exactly believe it, but about a week ago, this was at maybe 2,000 turf points. I've taken up the blaster recently. Yeah, I'm gonna play beacon support. This. There it is. And swim speed. Pants. I am X rank in Splat Zones. I am X rank in every ranked mode that matters, aka everything but Clamblitz. I use motion. Honestly, it seems like blasters might work better on sticks, because you don't want your up and down moving that much. I have shaky hands, but it only really affects me if I try sniping, so... I wrecked my wrists playing StarCraft semi-competitively. Well, StarCraft 2 semi-competitively. So, yeah. My hands are just shaky now. Ow. That didn't work. They've not destroyed my beacon, though. Yeah, I definitely imagine they would be. I just refuse to swap to it. Because I really don't want to switch control schemes between weapons. This does not work out very well. I feel like that enemy team is like the most meta of the meta, though. They're just tryhards over there. I didn't like them for like 2 hours when I first got a Wii. My opinion at first was like, why would I have used motion controls? They have buttons. And then I got used to them and I haven't disliked them since. My oldest brother, though. Whoa. Oh, boys. I've not met anyone that hates motion controls more than he does. For reference, he and I got into a literal 3-hour-long argument over motion controls. And the only thing I usually ever ask of anybody is that they give motion controls a try. Which is the thing that my oldest brother really didn't do. He never really gave motion controls a fair shake. Ow. Also, just a reminder, guys, my beacons are, like, super good. They take a lot of practice, which is a thing that I think a lot of people just give up on. Is just the fact that they do take so much practice. And it's basically like, you know, why would I spend all this time practicing a new control scheme when I can already use sticks? Like, I understand that. Like, probably for like the first few months of my streaming the first Splatoon, I was probably just off. I was probably worse with motion than I would have been with sticks. But I still just persevered and stuck with it. Ow. Now they're kind of second nature, and now I really can't play a game if I don't have my motion. Like, I legitimately tried playing Paladins on the Switch, and I can't do it. I cannot play with sticks. Ow. Whoops. There's my shaky hands failing me. that back. Just gonna continue being beacon support. I'll put another one here. And kind of guarding this passageway, too. Ah, jeez. Oh, jeez. Ow. No, my beacons. Ow. I almost forgot about my own beacons this time. Yeah! I don't know why they kept blindly running into me. It was mostly that roller. I think most of my kills were that poor roller. Yeah, GG's, everyone. I know there are many better beacon weapons, but I just like this one. Also, I must note, for anyone watching who plays a beacon weapon and places beacons, if you don't place beacons, just ignore what I'm about to say. If you place any of your beacons down, please at least run one main of sub power-up, so your beacons aren't complete garbage, and so that people will actually use my beacons more. I've noticed that a lot of people don't use beacons. And I honestly think it's because a lot of people just don't use any sub power-up, so their beacons are pretty garbage. Then they see mine, which are usually placed not that far from spawn, but far enough I am saving you time. And it's just like, oh, well, those were garbage when that guy used them, so they're garbage now. And we're probably gonna get stamped into non-existence. Ow! I thought he was gonna go wider. Hey, I got a splat on Tiny Rick. I don't need no Rick and Morty memes here. Don't need no Pickle Rick. Alright, have a good night. I forget your other name. Carl's Jr. I know you had another name, but I forget what it was. Have a good night. Thanks for the raid. Ow. Jiggy, that's your name. Ow. Sadness. Hey, we got the lead back. Oh, Boxy Tester. Is you tired? That'd be my guess. And I'm gone! I should have placed the beacon first. Probably would have been the smart thing to do. But I'm not exactly smart. I'm just gonna put a second beacon here for when I'm doing that. I mean, I could see why that would make you tired. I don't think they thought through this whole Ultra Stamp thing. I'm just gonna leave a beacon there. It's a beacon by the points. Hopefully they won't notice it. Oh, jeez. I don't think they've noticed it. Ow. Well, I don't think they noticed it, but, you know. No, our lead. Ow. They definitely destroyed it. Whether it was intentional or not, I do not know. Yeah, we win! We had so many Tentamissiles. I honestly expected it to be a bit worse. Like the ultra stamping. Hi, Boxy. But honestly, considering seeing about getting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe like used for the Switch. Because I'd kind of like to stream Mario Kart 8, but I don't want to stream the Wii U version, because how many people still own that version? How many people owned it in the first place? Like... Oh, we are really short range as a team. Oh, well, we have beacons! Who needs range when you have beacons? Oh, hey, it's the same team again! Well, prepare for Ultra Stamps. I'm honestly a bit surprised to see multiple people still owning it. I mean, I still do, but that's because we don't sell games ever. Who has time to get rid of games? The moment you get rid of it is the moment you want to play it again. Because I don't think their stamping is going to work too well. Like, I know so many people that are like, oh man, new console's out, gotta sell all my old games and old console and get the new one. It's like, what? Why? Why would you do that? I still play Wii Sports. Boxing, specifically. I've been using the boxing to lose weight. I haven't done it for a little while because my arms were kind of dying. My arms and middle of my back. I should really try and get a beacon on their side. This is probably going to be very dumb. There we go. Now we have quick access to their side, too. I don't think their stamping is really working. Ow. I know one of my viewers is 11. So. Hello, Subspace King. I don't think their Ultra Stamp strat works on Camp Triggerfish. I think I'm the oldest, honestly, at 23. I could be wrong. I've not heard anyone say an age higher than mine, though. No, I'm about to level up past 88. Sadness. I don't know music that well, Boxy, so I definitely wouldn't get it right. Ah, so I'm not the oldest. I got so used to, with an MMO I play, EVE Online, I got so used to being the youngest that, like, my brain can't get past that, especially because I'm the youngest of my family, too. Well, everyone's so much older than you. You got a fair few 14-year-olds. It's only like 3 years. Yep, Restream bot relays Twitch messages. It's very handy like that. Because I'm also streaming on Twitch. My Twitch stream is nowhere near as successful as my YouTube one is, though. Which does make me a little sad. Mostly because Twitch is much more creator-friendly. Ow. Fair enough. Roxy, I don't really know the Splatoon soundtrack that well to even name tracks usually, so. Ow. Alright, Johnny. Have a good night. Still really wish that Ink Armor did something other than give 30 HP. I might consider streaming Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U then. I know, it looks like Anissa exploded on us. I think it would be Anissa. That's probably why we're losing. We lost our ace in the hole. Or more accurately, we lost our ace. Ow. And I mean, they have a try-hard Splat Pro, so I mean... Ow. I actually have none of the DLC for Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Because I am a very anti-DLC person. Like, unless it's adding substantial amounts of gameplay, I tend to hate DLC. Like, a good example of DLC is the Octo expansion. That added more content than there was in the single player of the base game. So that was definitely worth it. I'll give it a second to see if Anissa comes back. She probably just got called away and disconnected instead of just lazing at the respawn point. It happens. See, to me, Smash DLC is not worth it. At all. Because, comparatively, like, I forget how much it is, but let's say it's $5 per character. I don't remember the actual price. Let's use $5. Think of how many characters came with the base game. Is that $5 really worth it anymore? If it was maybe 5 cents, yeah, that would be definitely worth it, 'cause it's one character. When you're getting, like, 60 for basically $60. Along with everything else. I believe a friend request came in, so... I shall back out and accept the friend request and then recreate the lobby. I lost count of how many attempts I took. It was a lot. If anyone else would like to friend me, do it now, please. I'll just sit on the menu for a second. Actually, I'll check through my equipment really quick. Anissa's a girl. So you aren't the only one. Though I think she got called away. So. Currently, I think you are. I mean, my girlfriend might be here somewhere too. She's just not chatting. She tends to occasionally lurk. I'm gonna go back to a run speed set, because I want to use this. So you gotta remember, I'm also Canadian, so it's gonna be more for me to get the characters and such. It'll probably be closer to $25. Which means my breaking down of $5 is pretty accurate for Canadian currency. But, like, I basically, with every DLC or expansion, I tend to look at it comparatively to the base game. And if it's, like, let's say, if the game is, say, $60 retail, and in the case, let's use Smash as the example, the pass is $20. It should give you about a third of the base game's content of new content. Because that's what the developers are saying by slapping that $20 price tag on it. This is worth a third of the base game. But rarely it is. But people buy it anyway. Which annoys me. Appears everyone has vanished. From at least the League. I mean, why not? Just before the raid, we were doing all undercover brillas, so I mean... Fair enough, but even if it's a case of, like, one character, one stage, and some music... Well, now with the stage creators, stages are less valuable, in my opinion. Because you can just make stages. I might just throw it to a pair lobby if we don't get more people soon. And there's also probably countless hundreds of music tracks in the base game. Like the base game of Smash. So, like, it's just not equivalent value. Yeah, I know the stage builder is pretty lackluster, from what people have said. I've not poked at it because my Joy-Cons don't exactly work right, and I don't have a Pro Controller. So, I make $10 a week. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw up a pair lobby there, Panda. Whoop. Watch people come back and want to join the moment I do that. I generally only tend to buy DLC that catches my interest and has equivalent value to what it provides. Like, and this is kind of a more old school reference, I own both expansions for Heroes of Might and Magic 5 because they added whole new games of content for half the price of the base game together. So, why wouldn't I buy those? Especially because I'm a big Heroes of Might and Magic fan. 6 and 7 suck. Well, I should just say modern Heroes of Might and Magic games suck. At least from what I've played of them. But I'm getting off topic now. And like a case of like the Octo expansion, I bought that. As is obvious, because I'm playing as an Octoling. Alright, Agent 3, have a good night. Yeah, I imagine it's coming, but it's probably not a big priority. I'm just really hoping that for the next Splatoon, that the story isn't basically what I'm guessing it's going to be. Which is just more or less chaos, quote unquote, chaos reigns in Inkopolis. Octavio uses that to steal the Zapfish. Q getting the Zapfish back from Octavio again. Which is why I really wish Order would have won. Because that would have created so much of a better story. Like, especially with, you know, the whole Hypno Shades kind of thing. Can you imagine if instead of getting the Great Zapfish back from Octavio, you're more or less liberating Inkopolis? You're freeing people from the mind control. Oh geez, another raid? Ooh woos! Spring raid! I'm guessing. I don't know who this is, but just ooh woos! Whoever it is, thanks for the raid. We have a weapon rack. It's already decently full because there's already been a raid. Though a fair few of those raiders have filtered out. And jeez, this is taking a while to find a match. The Lost Spring. Is that like the Lost Light? I say that like I actually know anything about Transformers. That's my girlfriend's thing. Fair enough. I don't know who those are. I see Bookie there, so thank you for the raid. Oh, jeez, I can't aim. Alright, for those of you who are going to sleep, have a good night. Ow. Yeah. I apologize for being gassy. I've been drinking soda. Yes, all of you who are going to sleep, have a good night. Ow. Ow. I am playing so badly now. Ow. My channel can be pretty hard to find. I imagine there is quite a few Stephen Whites. Because it's a fairly common name. Ow. So much raid. Maybe that's how so many of my fans are also Steven Universe fans. Because they've just found me through searching for that. Ow. Just jumped right into those bubbles. Yeah, I was definitely... I was honestly on Team Order for the Splatfest. And I know I said Hypno Shades, but I was referring to the cosmetic that we were all given for Team Order. That basically everyone was like, oh man, no, Team Order wants to mind control everybody. Hive Mind Goggles, that's what they were called. Something like that. Alright, Subspace King. I wish I had work. That is probably a sentence no one here ever thought they would hear. Man, I wish I had a 9-to-5 job. Fair enough. Like I said, a lot of the people that come here are Steven Universe fans. Chevaliers. I'm just gonna try to use Zach because I'm gonna mispronounce everything. I'm not 88 anymore. I'm not the best Octoling anymore. I bring shame to this dojo. No. Yeah, I've legitimately been unemployed since 2012. Well then. See, that's where you just need to add the PH, and it probably won't. PH instead of a V. My name is very weird, I know. Nah, I'll stick with this. I like the end zap. You see, I have one thing going for me when it comes to the job thing. My sister is very nice and lets me live in her basement. But I feel horrible because I really want to help her pay for things here. But I can't. She's literally how I'm making $10 a week because I mow her lawn. And she just kind of decided that even though it's fall now and the lawn doesn't need mowed anymore, that she's just gonna keep paying me the 10 because I'm the muscle at her house. I do everything. So if our mother wasn't also here, I'd probably be the one that cooks. Ow. Thing is, I can't say that word quickly, so I'm just gonna call you Zach. Or, no, it'd be Zach, wouldn't it? Hello! I'm just gonna call you Case for the moment, because that is the word my brain caught onto, and I don't exactly want to sit and try and stare at a name when there's people trying to murder my face. Ow. Oh, I don't think I could pronounce your name in the first place. I might just keep calling you Case. I am very bad with names. Yep, GG's. Yeah, but that's not in your name. I try to remember when people say stuff like that, but I make no promises. I might just keep calling you Case. Because it's just easiest for me at a glance. And once again, I am bad with names. Bucket. I used to go by some pretty edgy names, and I've just kind of resolved to using my own. Like I said, I'm gonna try to remember Maverick, but I can't promise anything. I mean, I'm good if you don't want to spend the time to type them all out. Just know I used to go by Shadow of the Night, if you want to know how edgy what I used to go by was. Ow. There's probably still videos on this channel somewhere where I introduce myself as Steven from Shadow of the Night. Because when I made the name change to this channel to Shadow of the Night, it was with the idea that me and one of my friends were going to be doing YouTube stuff together. And then it just never happened. so bad with this thing. Oh, why would you use your ink armor right there, buddy? It doesn't stack! It's bad enough that, you know, ink armor exists. You know, that would actually be kind of good if ink armor, like, stacked, but it doesn't. And that's probably why it doesn't stack, because then it would be good. The competitive Splatoon community is screeching right about now. Just an X-rank player that hates ink armor. Thinks it's absolutely garbage. See, none of that really strikes me as that edgy. So, you know, you have that up on younger me. My blood gave them control back. I didn't have much of a choice but to die there, though. Sadness. We tried! We failed, but we tried! I am honestly surprised I'm still awake. My body has been screaming at me to sleep since like 10 o'clock my time. It's now 2:20 a.m. I think it's just the rush from multiple raids. I think that's the first time I've been raided twice in one stream. I think. No, it isn't the first time. It's happened before. There it is. I'm gonna spray some arrows. It's more, I'm gonna dispense some booyahs. I'm not gonna be swimming much. Yeah, I will get to it, but as far as I know, we don't have enough to fill a quad lobby. So I will get to it. But as far as I know, I've only got the one friend request active. So that's why I haven't gotten to it yet. Also, you shouldn't do things for the time being. It has enough. Bad joke is bad. That's what I should do for a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Because for those who are new here, I stream Yu-Gi-Oh on Fridays. So tomorrow it's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh. I should build a Time Lord deck. Time Lords are so boring, though. It's just summon the Time Lord. Sit on it. Wait for it to go back. Summon another Time Lord. Sit on it. Wait for it to shuffle back. Summon another Time Lord. Sit on it. Wait for it to shuffle back. That's alright, Panda. We got some Japan o'clock going on here. I live! I don't live! I almost lived. Why so much quick respawn? Like, why? I could see maybe running one main. and then filling up the rest of your gear with other stuff. I am so bad at this. But, like, multiple mains of quick respawn. Yep, just send a friend request if you haven't already. If Panda's Switch wasn't dying, I'd suggest we do a quad. But I don't think that's going to be overly possible. Yeah, I think this is a lost cause. Friend card is on the bottom left corner of the screen, or in the description if it's easier for you. Jeez, that did like nothing. Okay. Ow. I should get to both the friend requests after this one. Because I also have to use the washroom. So. I've been drinking too much fluid. I'm drinking too much fluid and it has been way too long since I've been in school. Ow. Ow. I wasn't, to myself, I wasn't an edgelord when I was a kid younger, but looking back, like, Shadow of the Night is a very edgy name. Also, look, I ended up recently finding old pictures of myself on a DSi I have. And my word was I edgy. Like, I was sending some of the old pictures to my girlfriend because she was interested in seeing them. And she's like, geez, you just look so done with life in all of these. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. Ow. And they were from like when I was like 13, 14. That kind of range. We might be able to bring this back. I thought this was a definite loss before, so... It'd be neat to be able to bring this back from the brink. Oh, where am I? Okay, I'm up on the thing. Okay. Yee. Nah, we lost, I guess. I've had the flippers for a while. Yeah, that was really close once we actually managed to get some ground. Okay, I'm gonna back out, accept those friend requests, and then I'm gonna go quickly use the washroom. No, don't die, menu. Okay. Gonna be right back. Alright, I am now back. Alright, so I think we're at 3 people. So that wouldn't be enough for, well, League. Well, it would be, but it'd be too many for a pair and not enough for a quad. Oh, the undercover is there. I'm not really feeling Salmon Run, though. Oh, Justin's here. Yeah, we have a 4 then. Let's get a quad going. Hello, Justin. Though I do think the stream will probably only continue until the hour. So it'll be about another half an hour. Because I am getting kind of tired. And I'd put the stream at 4 hours, which is 2 hours longer than last night. Yawning. And I will mention, for those who are new here, there is a Discord, should you wish to join it. It's linked in the description of YouTube and in the info on Twitch. And in the info. I can speak, occasionally. I get talking fast and I start messing up all my words. It's just like, whoops, all slur. No word. Well, there were 2 other people. Might throw it down into a pair lobby there, Justin. I'll give it about a minute, because I know, Maverick was doing Salmon Run to get some flippers before I stepped away. Hello, Aaron. I don't know what happened to Zeke. Or Zek. Something happened. Something fishy. I'm just giving it a minute and quickly doing up some stuff on Azure Lane. I'm not addicted to this game. What are you talking about? Okay, well, there's Maverick. See, this is the advantage of waiting. I should quickly unready just because I'm... I need a minute. I need a minute to finish tapping the things I need to tap. Need to set them up to get more fuel. Fuel is life. Fuel is stamina. I mean, Azure Lane is just a game full of boat waifus, so I can't judge anybody. There we go. I think I've seen that around the Love Live School Idol Festival thing. I think I've seen it. I don't know. I legitimately want to get the upcoming PS4 game of Azure Lane. It looks interesting. It definitely does not play like the mobile game. Which I know saying stuff like that right now with all of the screw China going around is probably not the best, because Azure Lane's made by Chinese developers. But the version I'm playing is technically made by Japanese developers, so, you know. The game would probably continue if the Chinese studio got shut down. Wouldn't be surprised if the Japanese studio just bought the full rights to do it if it shut down. Just remember you need to tap to fire. And if you tap and hold for like a second, it pops the shield out. So you'll get to fire and then your shield pops. And if you do it well enough, you can nearly be unhittable. I say nearly because you can very well still be hit. Ow. Azure Lane's like a shoot-'em-up bullet hell game about World War II era boats. Ow. And some late World War I era ones, from what I understand. And some pre-World War I boats. Ow. Splashdown is so crap. Doesn't help that Splat Pro is so tryhard. He's so tryhard it hurts. Ow. I don't like main power-up because of the Splat Pro. Or what it does on the Splat Pro, I should say. There was a bomb behind me, wasn't there? I also hate that dualies can dodge roll through enemy ink. It feels like at the very least their movement should be, you know, reduced. Given that's what enemy ink is supposed to do. Now I'm just kind of complaining about everything, though. I feel understandably so, though. Because both of those cases are things that just shouldn't exist in the game. And I suppose I can't say that Splat Pro is so tryhard it hurts. Because if he was that level of tryhard, he'd have swim speed in every slot that wasn't main power-up. Nyeh. Not a fan of the Splat Pro. Like, it's still a weapon I'll use, but I refuse to use main power-up with it. It's broken and just should be just removed. Like, when main power-up was first announced, I was like, yeah, that sounds neat, as long as it doesn't give damage up to anything. And then I started looking into what it does for a lot of weapons, and I realized it gives a lot of them damage up. I mean, I'm terrible at rhythm games, so... I mean, I've even used the Kensa Splat Pro a lot. It has yet to outmatch my default Splat Pro, though. And for a little while, I actually used it with the main power-up, but... I just refuse. I'll refuse. Dualies, in my opinion, do need nerfed. Yeah, it is, Maverick. Oh, this is gonna go wonderfully. Oh yeah, this is actually looking a lot better now. But I've been saying for the longest of time that dualies should not be able to dodge roll in enemy ink. I don't see any reason why they should have special treatment and have extra mobility that every other weapon doesn't get in enemy ink. Like, sure, keep your regular dodge roll. They're half as accurate as every other gun. Kind of. So, sure. But it shouldn't be able to be done in enemy ink. That wouldn't be that big of a hit to dualies, other than it would prevent them from retreating into your ink. They'd actually have to put some thought into where they're retreating to, or whether they're going to try to retreat past you. Because that is still very much an option for them. If you are between them and their ink, they should have to try to get past you before, you know, they can keep dodge rolling. Or just kill you. That's literally how the undercover has to play. And it turfs its own feet every time it fires. I'm still at a reduced speed if I'm walking backwards through enemy ink, even though I am turfing my own feet. Just why I run so much run speed is to counteract that. I mean, a lot of the power, like, when it say comes to the undercover Brella, a lot of its power comes from its ability to control the enemy's movement. If you control their feet, you control them. Okay, how? I was facing him with my shield. I call BS. But when it comes to dualies, you can't control their feet. Oh hey, it's another main power-up out the wazoo, Splat Pro. Blech. Black. And main power-up should have never gave any weapon damage up. There are things they could have given other weapons to make them better without giving them damage up. Like, that should have just never came back. Either that, or they should have made bomb defense into defense up. And just made main power up into damage up. But worse than damage up. I mean, like, it's just frustrating. Especially because some weapons, like the Splattershot Pro, got extra damage when it didn't need it. The default Splat Pro still deals more than enough damage to be a threat for the range it fights at. Weapons that did need extra damage, like the Undercover Umbrella, didn't get it. Yeah, winning would be nice. So, no, I'm not gonna grab my other stuff. Whoop. I should be grabbing the heavy Splatling. Yeah, especially if you're going to be using the Splat Pro Maverick, I'll grab the heavy Splatling. My old baby. It came back to me. The heavy Splatling remix was my main in the first game. It / the Forged Splattershot Pro. Now, the default Splattershot Pro. I don't know why they didn't just keep the point sensor on the Forge. Like, there was already a kit with a point sensor, and they're like, nah. Now let's take that and put it on the default. It's like, what? Why? I think this is the same team again. Yeah. It was itchy. Okay. I may not talk very much. They may have had ninja squid, but they were not swimming through ink properly to avoid me seeing them. And I did not see that. Oh, it was a splat charger. I thought I died to a bomb. I tried. Got one more match in me. I'm grabbing my undercover umbrella. It wouldn't change anything. There's just not that many people that play quad lobbies. Like, legit, there's not that many people that play quads. I'm grabbing mine, and I'm going to be decently hyper-focused. Because this is going to be probably the final match of the stream, so... So I may not talk a whole lot for the next match. Okay, I'm guessing you have some, sub power-up. I'm waiting to see amiibo cards to get amiibo stuff. I legitimately got a full set of the original Splatoon amiibos, along with, like, the first wave of Splatoon 2 ones for, like, $8 in amiibo cards. I think you've got the wrong power up there, Justin. Yeah, it's usually not a good idea to super jump to me. Bugger. What? How? I am very confused. Don't know who won that. I think they did. Don't know, though. Ah, we won. Huh. I don't think I breathed for most of that. I know you guys probably didn't get much of a chance to see, but I was probably spawn camping them for about half of that match. And that'll be where the stream ends, because I am tired. But I would like to remind people there is a Discord should you wish to join it. It is linked in the description of YouTube in the info on Twitch. I will be back streaming tomorrow. It will be Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, which is also linked in the down below if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a nice way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Without having to deal with, actual, sitting in front of other people and playing physical cards, which are really expensive these days. I'll be back to Splatoon on Saturday. Sunday will be a wildcard day. I don't know what I'll be doing. And then Monday I'll be back to Splatoon. I do Splatoon every other day, so you might be able to gather from that. With all that said, thanks everyone very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for Yu-Gi-Oh! See you all then!